To all those people watching, this video is not made for kids. It's for older fans and adults. So fuck off and enjoy the video.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It was a quiet, crisp night on the Mid Sodor Railway, and all the miniature engines were resting in their shed. All except Rex. He was at the Allstale mines, helping the workmen with a large order of ballast. The order would take several days to finish, and the men were working all through the night to get as much of the order done as possible.
How much longer until we can go?
1 minute sooner than the last time you asked. You're not scared of the dark, are you?
Well, no, not at all.
Rex didn't like working at night. He was afraid of the dark, only what could be in it. It was nearly midnight when the workmen finally finished, and Rex quickly set off for home. As he traveled through Marthwaite Woods, Rex began to feel very uneasy. He couldn't quite explain it, but it felt like something or someone was watching him. Then, Rex thought he heard footsteps coming from deep within the woods.
What was that?
His driver heard it too, and stopped the train. The footsteps grew louder. Then a gust of wind shook the trees, and leaves began to dance around Rex's wheels.
Whoever is there, can you come out?
Suddenly, an ear-piercingly loud scream erupted from the woods. Rex and his driver had heard enough and sped back home as fast as they could. Rex was shaking like a leaf when he arrived back at Alsop West. He shunted his trucks into a siding and went slowly to the sheds. But Rex was so skittish that the moment he touched the bumpers, he let out a frightened whistle. Ah! Mike and Bert woke at once when they heard Rex's whistle.
Rex? What's the matter?
Ghost! In the woods!
Ghosts? Nonsense! There's no such thing.
But I heard it! I heard its footsteps behind the trees, and then it let out this horrible scream. I've never heard anything like it before.
It was probably just the wind, Rex.
It wasn't. It was Clayton.
Who is Clayton, Bert?
It happened long ago, back when the Mid Sodor Railway was still active, and many of the familiar faces, but one of the drivers wasn't a friendly face at all. That driver was named Clayton. Clayton was a very enraged man who tries to have it his way, and I'm sorry to say, this crept into his work habit as well. Clayton drove his engines very roughly and gave them coldly at them if they dared to speak him back to him. But what I heard from Duke was the only engine who stood up to him and rode on Handel and Peter Sam Marthwaite back when they were used to be called Stuart and Falcon. Eventually, this behavior becomes so horrible that he was taken off of his driving passenger trains and was instead to assign driving the mining engines. Clayton didn't like this at all. and would have the mine engines very potently, rusting equipment because of Clayton, but he didn't care a bit. The Corps manager couldn't fire him because of the worker had shorter at the time. So Clayton continued on in the same enragements manner. One day Clayton was shunting a row of trucks into the sidings when his engine began to run.
Clayton, I don't feel so good.
In witness of Clayton decay.
Shut your trap, you bloody rust bucket!
He shouted it. And the engine kept quiet as though it was about to burst. Then, Clayton bumped the trucks into the siding very hard. The engine shrilled in pain as they suddenly heard a loud bang sang out. And the jet of high-pressure steam was scattered and water bursting into the engine's cab into one of Clayton's eyes. He screamed in angrily in the hot water of steam burning his eyes, slowly melted into nothing. Another driver quickly shut off steam. But by then, it was too late. Clayton was still screaming. His hand was scratching the blood in his mouth. Whereas his eyes. Several of the workmen tried to substitute Clayton, but it's no there. In a fit of pain and rage, he ran off towards Marthwaite Woods. His own, wipes and wet. No one saw him after again. After that.
What happened?
No one knows for sure. Some day he disappears in the woods. Others say he fell into the ocean. But one day, a year after Clayton's accident, a hiker went missing in the woods. After these days of searching, someone found the body lying on the moteless on the ground. But when they turned over, they were horrified to find out that his eyes had been plucked out of his skull. No one knows where the hiker's eyes went. But in the years that followed, many more of the unfortunate people were found dead in the woods with their eyes missing as well. Legend has that Clayton is still moving on the Marthwaite Woods at midnight, looking for new pairs of eyes. Whoever dares to step on the territory, his footsteps and a shriek of pain echo throughout the whole night as he wandered off in the woods, looking for the next victim. But he said he never satisfied with his eyes. He finds it so he can keep the new pair. Maybe it could be yours.
Rex was chilled to his core, and even Mike seemed a little more shaken than usual.
Well, you need to work on your ghost stories, Bert. There's no ghost in these woods.
And I suppose you'd like to prove that?
Mike, who was too crossed to think clearly, agreed to Rex's proposition.
What? I bet I could travel through those woods at midnight and nothing would happen. You wait and see. There's no ghost in those woods.
Well, suit yourself then, Mike. But don't say I didn't warn you.
And he went huffily to sleep. The next day, Mike volunteered to help the workmen at the mines. With the large order of ballast, and the small controller agreed. As Mike headed off for the mines in the evening, Rex and Bert were worried that this would be the last time they would see Mike in peace. Mike stayed at the mines all night, and by the time he was able to leave, It was nearly midnight. He didn't want to admit it, but Mike was starting to have second thoughts about the whole bet.
Nothing to it. There's no ghost.
Mike and his driver soon reached Marthwaite Woods. The trees seemed taller than usual, and every little sound seemed to echo through the trees. But up ahead, a large branch had fallen across the line. Mike's driver stopped his engine. And went to move the branch. Then he heard footsteps coming from behind.
Hello? Anyone there?
No reply came. Then the footsteps began to grow louder. Suddenly, a tall, shadowy figure emerged from behind a tree beside the line, its eyes glowing a bright shade of blood red.
Whoever's there, show yourself at once. I'm in no mood for a late-night prank, especially from Frank.
Mike and his driver went pale. Then, the figure let out a deafening, pained scream and began to make its way towards Mike.
Quick! Let's get out of here!
Mike's driver quickly moved the branch, climbed back into Mike, and sped back to Alsop west faster than they had ever gone before. Mike said nothing as he slunk quietly back into his shed. Rex and Bert were still awake. While they were glad to see that Mike and his driver had made it back alive, they thought it best not to say anything. But as Rex and Bert drifted off to sleep, Mike stayed awake, his eyes staring into the woods in which he had nearly lost them to the vengeful hands